What's up, everybody? Welcome back today to another episode here. Just want to give you guys a little bit of some tips and tricks here while we're out trolling for some spring coho. Right now it's the middle of April. A lot of you guys are going to be just thinking about coho here. The coho run's going to be really picking up here soon. Water temperature right now is around 42. In the next few 2-3 weeks here, it really should start to get up around that 45, eventually 50. When that happens, the alewives are going to come in, they're going to start spawning, and the coho are going to be everywhere. So before that happens, I want to put this video out here, kind of show you guys what I do, some of my tips and tricks that I like to run, my standard lure choices, speeds, water clarity I'm looking for, depth, that sort of thing. So yeah, let's get started out of here. Alrighty, first major thing for coho is going to be what are you putting in the water for them to be biting. Kind of the standard out here on Lake Michigan, you're going to see everybody using going to be just your standard 6-inch coho dodger, followed by a nice little peanut fly. It's pretty standard. I'd say you look at charter boats, 90% or they're going to be running this time of year is going to be this rig. There's many ways you can run it though. I tend to do a 12 to 14-inch lead here from the bottom of the coho dodger to the peanut fly. Some people vary it, some people get upwards 16-18 inches. I find that the perfect sweet spot, this is a Lure Jensen 00 Dodger. It's going to be right around that 12 to 14. You get a really good whipping action of that peanut fly when this thing's dodging side to side. And then where are we running in the water column? A lot of people tend to run these really up high, so they're going to be running them up out on planer boards anywhere from 2 feet below the surface down to 10 feet. You can do this either with really short lead cores, or what I do usually if I want to vary the system a little bit, I'm using a snap weight system. But yeah, you can run anyway. Right here I got this rigged up on a dipsy diver. I also do like to run these things a little bit deeper, so I'll be running them if I'm in 30 feet of water. Sometimes I'll put 1 or 2 of these 10 feet off, or 7 to 8 feet off bottom. So if I'm in 30 feet, I'll put this thing 20 feet down, get some of those deeper fish that are further down the water column. Another key lure that really works for me this time of year for some spring coho is going to be a regular size spoon. I really like stingers, I really like moonshine. Tend to be for coho, anything with green on it's pretty good. I don't have a green one here to show you guys on the camera, but green jeans, really anything with some good green stripes on it. This guy's the one here that I like, a little bit of pink green stripe across the top, and then usually I do silverbacks. And then these will also always be usually my little bit deeper lines, so halfway to 2/3 of the way down in the water column anywhere. And these are going to be usually ran on my dipsies or my downriggers. All right, here, and then third, which I usually do quite a bit, I also run quite a bit for coho here, is going to be crankbaits. Some days the crankbait bites can be really hot. My personal favorite for ones that I like to run for coho are going to be these flicker shads, but jointed. The jointed ones really do work well. One thing I will note with the flickers, the hooks that come with them are those really thin wire hooks. I do recommend then changing out there for some thicker VMCs or Gamakatsus. Salmon tend to chew hooks up, so I would recommend doing that. You can see that's what happened with this guy. This one actually got fully pulled out here. This is a no good crankbait. But yeah, jointed flicker shads tend to work absolutely phenomenal for coho. They can't seem to get enough of them. Oh, oh! Why couldn't that hit a second ago? Here's the deal. Hit. What is it going to be? Coho! There we go.
Yay! Now we both got one.
Yeah. There we go, guys. Just as I was finishing up that little bit of instructional video there, we got ourselves a nice coho. Beautiful. All right, second thing I want to talk about here when it comes to coho is speed. A lot of times when you're out trolling midsummer for kings, you know, I'm looking at that 1.9, 2.1, right in that range. A little bit different with coho. I tend to like to get my speed a little bit faster, so I'll be running anywhere from 2.4 all the way up to 3.0. These fish are fast. They're really aggressive this time of year. Don't be afraid to crank that throttle up a little bit. Definitely don't run your stuff slow. The coho dodgers, they don't like slow, so if you're running under 2 miles an hour, if you're hitting that 1.9, even 2.0, sometimes those dodgers, the side-to-side motion getting on them, will just kind of lay flat, and that is not what they're looking for. They want something fast, want something erratic, and they're going to be chasing. Okay, third here I want to talk about which a lot of people kind of neglect, is going to be your water color. So this time of year, we're tend to fishing pretty shallow. We're not out in the 100 and 200 feet of water where you don't really have to worry about water color as much because it never really gets muddy out here. Here we're in 30 feet of water right now, and we're actually in pretty stained water, but it's about as clean as we can find. One thing you don't want with coho is to be in that thick mud. So if you get a really strong east wind here on the west side of the lake, we're in Wisconsin here, if you get a really strong east wind, it really kicks up that sand, really kicks up that dirt on the beach. You want to get on the outside of that mud line. It tends to be for coho. They're not going to be, they might be in the mud, but them getting a chance of being able to feed and find your lure in 6 inches, anywhere to 2 foot of visibility, not great. Tend to want to be in anything over 3 feet of visibility. If you can find like that nice light blue water that's like the 6 to 10 foot of visibility, that tends to be best. If you get really clear, sometimes they tend not to hold fish as well. But I usually find that 6 to 10 foot of clarity, that nice bright blue turquoise water, is where you want to be. If you find that, you find alewives, you find the right water temperature, you'll find the fish. And that kind of brings me to my fourth point here, is going to be water temperature. Water temperature, salmon are all about, that's what they live on. So the whole reason they go out in the middle of the lake in the winter, water temperature. The whole reason they come close to shore, water temperature. Right now it's only 42 degrees. It's still really early here in terms of the coho run. But once this water temperature hits that 46, 48 mark, those alewives start coming and spawning, the coho come to chase, it's going to be on. If you can find that sweet spot for water temperature, which usually I like anywhere from 48 to 52, this time of year though, anywhere on the shoreline you can find that's the warmest tends to be where the fish are going to want to be. Alrighty, and here's going to be my last point. And it's kind of a general just pointer. You don't have to be in the crowd. So as far as I can see to my north here, as far as I can see to my south, I don't have a single boat near me. It is a weekday and not too many boats are at the boat ramp. But once the coho season comes, I know it can get packed out here on weekends. Some of the boat ramps will be full, 30, 50, 60 boats out here. Don't be afraid to run away. A lot of people are going to be fishing the harbor mouths this time of year. You're going to have 30 boats probably within a mile of the harbor mouths. Don't be afraid to get 2, 3, 4 miles away from the harbors. There's fish along the entire shorelines here. Let's try not to crowd the marinas around here. That's just kind of a general tip I'll say. There's fish along everywhere. Go find yourself your own pot of fish, and don't have to play bumper boats. No one wants doing that. So yeah, that's gonna be kind of my tips here for spring coho fishing. Watercolor, speed, lure choices, and go get out there. It's gonna be a good year. The alewife forage right now seems really good, and hopefully we get some good wins out here for us in Wisconsin, and we can get out here a lot this spring. But yeah, this has been Castro, Wisconsin. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.